Brad Underwood has been quoted quite a bit about his upcoming team in recent weeks, and I want to give a shout out to the Illini Inquirer. Joey Wagner has a write up for 24/7 Sports where they discuss the Ivisic brother pairing in the front court and what Brad Underwood expects specifically out of these two playing together in college for the first time. There's a lot of good quotes in here from Brad. He talked at length on this, but some specific notes from this that I found interesting. Brad mentioned that there's a lot of history, very encouraging. There's great chemistry, connectivity since they're twins. He mentioned that Tomislav is under 260 pounds now. He's had a great spring with Fletch. He was apparently in Champaign all of May. And then you've got Z who needs to put on strength. He's only 230 pounds. So they're hoping that the Adam Fletcher weight training program could potentially help Big Z a little bit. But the interesting note from me that I want to ask you about, Brad was talking about how much they'll play together. And this is what he said. He said, quote, "I look forward to both of them on the court. They're different in terms of the way they play. They're both high Q. It will just be getting Z more up to speed. At this point in time, I would expect them to be on the court a decent amount together. Very excited about that because I think they complement each other very well." It's the first we're hearing publicly that Brad Underwood wants to play these two together. Obviously, we knew it was a possibility, but the way this roster was built, especially before the Ty Rodgers injury, you had Ty and David Mirkovic and Ben Hamrickhouse as options at the four. With Ty out of the fold, you still have two players I think would factor heavily into the four, Mirkovic and Hamrickhouse. But sounds like Brad Underwood wants to play his two 7-foot twins quite a bit together. Do you like this plan, and do you think it's actually going to happen?
Okay, so I think there's a lot of points to this. First, I don't think it's gonna happen that much. I think it's going to happen, but I truly believe it's not gonna happen a lot. That's my guess, that's my feel on it. Two, I don't know if it's like the off season has been weighing on me or what it might be, but why do I buy the idea the Avicic is playing together more than I did a couple months ago?
So you started this with, I don't think it's going to happen that much, but now you're like, I buy it
Well,
in
I'm just
10 seconds.
like looking at it specifically as like the type of players that they kind of are. Like I know they both like to float, right? But I do think that Big T is an underrated rebounder. I mean, he's a guy that averaged almost 8 rebounds a game, led Illinois in rebounding. As much as I like to downsize his block shots and things like that, he did have the ability to block shots, had one block a game last year. The other Big T is also, I'm sorry, not Big T, Big Z also does have the ability to be a shot blocker, but I also think that covers up for some maybe the defensive efficiencies that he has. I don't know. I just think the idea of having two versatile 7-footers on the court at once might work out better than I thought. Whereas before I kind of came into it and I was like, well, both these guys just want to be twins and float. And how's that gonna work? Who's gonna bring like the dog, the physicality down low to play in the Big Ten and just play in the country overall? But like I said, it might be me just mulling it over too much, and I need to just stick to my guns here, my Balkan guns, and just think that it's just not gonna work.
It might work. I think it's interesting that Brad is saying this now out loud because you don't have to. You can be more cagey on like what your actual rotation plans are. But it's also like I think this is probably what both Z and Tom want to hear, right? I don't know if they pay attention to this stuff at all or not, but like if I was going to play with my twin brother who's transferring in for the first time and I feel like I'm the star of the team, I would want to hear that we're going to play together and not that we're each other's backups. So I don't know. Some of this might just be Brad sort of keeping the locker room happy, saying what he knows his guys want to hear. Don't downplay it. And if we get to the season, it doesn't happen. No one even remembers this. But I guess there's two questions for me. Question number one, the most important one, is like, is this happening because you want it to and you think it's your best group of players, or is this happening because other stuff with your roster's not going where you want it to? Because while this is going on, and we don't have the specifics, I don't know anything about this, but I have been told that some of the Illini insider types have been hinting on insider boards that David Mirkovic isn't going to be here for a while and that there's a lot up in the air with what's going on. This video is brought to you by NBA 2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's. That's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video. So,
Well, same with Big Z.
well, Big Z, isn't Big Z fine because he already played college?
He's technically, as of today, not admitted into the school.
Ah, so this is the
Like
second school that Z's had trouble getting into.
like he's on campus, but I don't think he's able to participate in any like the summer practices or workouts because he's not officially admitted into school right now.
Got it. Okay. Well, again, I don't know. I feel like they have clouded this up quite a bit. They've kept their cards very close to they're not letting anybody see what they got here. But as far as I know, at the time that we are speaking right now, it's not guaranteed that Petrovic or Mirkovic or Big Z are playing for Illinois next year. I just from my own personal intel and assumptions, I think Big Z is the most likely to be there and be there
Yeah,
quickly, just since he's already played college. The other
right.
two have different issues coming over they could potentially run into. So I don't know, but that's one of my points was like maybe he's saying this because it's his insurance plan. Like Big Z and Tom are going to play together, and it's a luxury to have that if all of your fours disappear. Like if you thought you had Ty Rodgers and David Mirkovic coming into the season, you get to November and you don't have either of them. What do? I guess you go to the Twins. The second question for me is, would this even work? Like, do we think that pairing would work? Offensively, I think it would definitely work because you can use Big T on the perimeter and I don't know, use his passing. Big Z can finish. He can step out and shoot. Defensively, what would you do with those two?
Well, but maybe that's the thought process there. Like the other option at four, Mirkovic isn't a defender. So like maybe you're just going all in on offense. Maybe we're seeing the return circa 2 years ago when it's don't show up to State Farm unless you're ready to score 90.
Yeah, but this would be more slow and more plotting than the Terrence Shannon team that was trying to score 100, right? Like,
Yeah.
even if they're good per possession offensively, I don't know. You mentioned Merck, but I think at least Merck could, like, kind of move his feet on the perimeter. Like, which one of T or Z is guarding fours?
Well, apparently, Big T's been in. I mean, you mentioned it in the lab with Fletch, and legs and his feet have gotten legs gotten stronger, footwork has gotten better. So maybe they're hoping that he can do so. But yeah, it would be asking a guy to do something he has not done up until this point.
Wait, I took that to mean they're bulking him up too. I know he looks slim in the little practice video recently, but I don't know. One quote we didn't mention that kind of made me laugh on this. Brad was talking about Tom's last season, and he said, "I think we've got to be able to handle switching much better. Us being able to take advantage of him in post ups. He was a really good post player in Europe, and to be honest, he didn't have a great year doing that, no matter who was guarding him." Kind of
Facts,
put him on blast a little bit.
kind of. I mean, facts.
But like, so what happened? Brad thought they were getting an elite post player. He got the champagne and forgot how to hook shot.
I mean, I just thought they thought that he would be able to maybe take advantage. Like Big T in his head was like, I'm a mismatch because I'm 7 foot and can shoot threes instead of I'm a mismatch because I'm 7 foot and I can go to the hoop and I can dunk it and lay it up. And when in a lot of cases, he loved that little push floater shot and he was good at it for the most part. But there was also times where you're like, maybe just go lay it up.
Yeah,
Dunk that.
I'm just confused by because I assumed like Brad Underwood wanted him on the perimeter last year, and instead Brad's like he's been working on a hook shot that he used to shoot. We never saw him shoot it last year. He's a very good hook shooter. He's been working on that again. So like like what happened? Did you know he was great at it and then you asked him to stand on the perimeter, or were you annoyed that Big T wouldn't do what you wanted him to do all of last season? Either way, it feels icky to me. And now we're talking about playing two of those guys together. And Big T's like the trustworthy one here. Big Z's had a lot of wild swings in both the programs he's played for. So I don't know. I'm getting a little more skeptical every time I hear more of Ivisic propaganda when like half of the write up is Brad's frustration with the way T played last year. And now it's like, we're going to play both of them and we're pumped about it.
Ooh, we got Jason Jacobs.
Hey, he looked great. He looked great in the practice video. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Also, like, you know what? Way too much conversation about the Balkans that I don't really necessarily care about right now.
Why?
Because Stojakovic is on the way.
Well, Sorakovic is there. He looks great.
Yeah, so that's what I'm worried about, or not worried about. That's what I want to focus on. Not twin ball, not twin skis. Like also, okay, I know what Brad's trying to say, but it is kind of funny that like he points to them being twins as like a massive advantage to like what they can do on the court. Like they can tell that like Big Z and Big T know that each other are going to be a step slow, and they're both a step slow, but they knew they were going to be a step slow because twins.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to watch the twin connection. I'm also excited to see how long it takes Kylan Boswell to convince himself he's the third Ivisic brother. It's like when the Mighty Ducks, when there were the two Bash brothers, and then they got the little figure skater to be the third. That's Kylan this year.
That'd be special.